Denver's first budget cuts to pay for the migrant crisis, DMV and Parks and Rec.
While they're the first steps, they unfortunately will not be the last and may not be the hardest.
A high-profile criminal case doesn't go to sentencing for the second time, as the attorney, again, is a no-show. A new incentive to pair student loan payments with retirement plan contributions. And the 368th week of our guaranteed way to end your week feeling better about the world around us.
My good news is running in the snow and having a bunch of people around me doing the same.
Hold on, here we go. This is next.
Countless Coloradans have chosen to help the migrants who have come to Denver. Now, for the first time, every citizen in the city will be required to give a little to pay for that effort. The mayor announced the first budget cuts being made to fund the migrant crisis. The mayor told our Steve Steger, if the city just decided to stop helping, the crisis would overwhelm them.
This was a deeply solvable problem. It was solvable with bipartisan support, and we would not face these challenges.
But the solution died on arrival. And now Mayor Mike Johnson says without the passage of immigration reform, Denver is left without options.
We have asked departments to go out and take a look at how they would make budget reductions. We were optimistic that if we had federal support, those reductions might be smaller than we'd initially feared. Without any federal support, we have to now start operating towards that full $180 million gap.
What does that mean in the short term? Denver is cutting a total of $5 million from the budgets of two city departments, Parks and Rec and DMV. The cuts mean DMV offices will close on a rotating weekly basis, moving vehicle registrations online only. In parks, the city won't plant flowers and will slash hours at rec centers, moving rec centers that are open 7 days to 6 instead, and cutting summer programming by 25%.
I have concerns, Council President has concerns about, wow, okay, if we reduce hours at a rec center, what happens to those kids on that day it's closed this summer?
Johnston says those cuts won't be the last and will be paired with changes to the way the city serves migrants in the future.
We will have to put everything on the table for how we adjust the types of services we provide for newcomers, the amount of newcomers that we can serve, and how we can make those services more and more cost-effective every day.
And responding to critics of the city's decision to be welcoming, Johnson said if the city stopped helping, the situation would be even more dire.
Practical reality would be you would have thousands of women and children homeless on the streets of this city asking folks for support.
For Next, I'm Steve Steger.
These cuts don't currently involve any employee layoffs or furloughs, though the city says some seasonal park employees may not be brought on this year. Denver is also shifting $25 million from some other funding sources to help pay for the cost of the migrant crisis. So we got another round of winter weather moving in this weekend. So far, the mountains are getting all the action. Here around the city, we got a sprinkling of flakes this morning, but most of the metro area is still waiting to see the measurable stuff. Ahead of freezing temperatures, Denver is going to open up the Coliseum as a round-the-clock shelter through next Friday. City rec centers will also be open as warming centers during business hours tomorrow. Kat Sabin has a look ahead.
Another weekend must mean another snowstorm, and we have winter weather and travel advisories posted. Even though we haven't seen heavy snow yet today, we're still expecting scattered snow showers overnight tonight. A winter weather advisory for Denver, Fort Collins, and Greeley, with advisories for up to a foot of snow in southeastern Colorado. Denver probably in that 2 to 4 inch range, but some of the foothill areas could be as high as 6 or 8 inches. So that will certainly be impactful for those traveling across the city later tonight or tomorrow, or up into the high country to get into some of this fresh powder. So you may have sunshine and haven't seen a lot of snow yet, but that will be changing overnight. I'll have your complete forecast in just a bit.
Marijuana sales statewide have been dropping, but there are still places that are looking to cash in on them for the first time, like Brighton. That city is preparing to allow dispensaries there. It'll just be the shops, no growing operations allowed. Brighton estimates that each shop will bring in about $200,000 in tax revenue per year. Sentencing for the woman convicted of framing a politician for child abuse has been delayed now for a second time because her attorney didn't show up to court again. It's been 3 months since former Arapahoe County social worker Robin Nicita was found guilty of calling it a false child abuse claim against Aurora City Councilwoman Danielle Jurinski. It happened after Jurinski publicly insulted Nicita's former partner, former Aurora Police Chief Vanessa Wilson. But Nicita's sentencing has been delayed twice now because her attorney keeps coming up with reasons that they can't come to court. Today, the judge told the court that Niceta's attorney is sick. That drew audible jeers from the courtroom. Jurinsky told us that the continued delays have her concerned for her safety.
This is lingering over my head, knowing that this woman is out walking free. And I do believe if given the opportunity, she would try to hurt me or hurt my family. It's nerve-wracking.
So the court's going to assign Niceta a new attorney and push that sentence back until April. That's the same month that Niceta is scheduled to go on trial on additional charges for allegedly faking brain cancer to avoid the first trial. For so many people, paying off student loan debt and saving for retirement feels like an impossible choice. A new law is giving companies in Colorado an opportunity to change that. Here's Julie Sarazari.
Call it a financial crossroad. In Colorado, student debt numbers prove the mountains aren't the only thing climbing.
Absolutely.
That's where people like Candace Smith come in.
Yes.
She founded Boss Generation, a nonprofit that focuses on a big problem.
There's a wealth gap that persists for Black women. Challenges such as the gender pay gap, student debt, and lack of funding for our businesses.
According to the Education Data Initiative, among all females, Black women have the highest average amount of debt at $29,000. But a federal law now being implemented could change that. The Secure 2.0 Act allows companies to match their employees' student loan payments with a contribution to their 401k or retirement account in exchange. This is optional for companies, so they have to opt in.
This is just one of the many solutions that I think can be implemented to be able to support Black women and women of color. I mean, I think that is monumental and really setting us on a pathway to be able to create economic well-being and ultimately generational wealth.
Colorado's Chipotle has already implemented it. The company is matching up to 4% to their employees' 401k if they make student loan payments. Chipotle's people say their employees have been signing up across the country, including in the Denver area. Smith says if she could,
absolutely,
she'd take the chance.
In a heartbeat.
While there is no one way to ease mounting student debt, there is a way to describe how it's impacted communities of color.
I would say disproportionality, a system that unfortunately has failed us. And here's an opportunity to right that wrong.
It's unclear how many companies are providing this opportunity, but Verizon, Chipotle, and Abbott are a few businesses that are rolling out this program. Smith hopes, given the retention benefit this may have for companies, more of them will implement this opportunity in the future.
For the companies that are jumping in, have they talked about why?
Yeah, you know, Chipotle is pretty interesting. A lot of young people work at Chipotle.
Sure, makes sense.
73% of their employees are Gen Z, that late 90s, early 2000 generation, and they're struggling a lot when it comes to financial challenges, right? There's a lot of credit card debt within that generation. So they know they're already struggling, and this is a good opportunity for them. And again, retention, right?
Yep.
That could be key.
Advertise that perk, keep your people happy.
Exactly.
All right, Julissa, thank you. One unique way of tackling Colorado's shortage of affordable housing these days is what's called home sharing. It's just that. You got older Coloradans who need help with either like some day-to-day physical stuff or they need help paying their bills, and they bring in a younger roommate to help. That's why this week's Word of Thanks microgiving campaign spotlights Sunshine Home Share. The social workers at that nonprofit help to pair people up, and it's actually a lot more complicated than it sounds if you want to do this safely and successfully. It means background checks, compatibility screenings, meetings with friends and family, then drawing up a contract, and years of follow-up work to make sure that the match is still copacetic. But when it works, what a win-win, because a senior gets to stay in their home and somebody else in our community gets an affordable place to live. You've got affordable housing that's just created out of existing housing stock. Scan the QR code on your screen. Text the word THANKS to 303-871-1491 to get the link to join me in donating to that small nonprofit. You also have the option these days to simplify your giving if you'd like through a monthly donation to the Word of Thanks Fund. More than 1,000 of you have signed up to do this, where you put your info in once and your monthly donation is automatically split among all the nonprofits we feature. No more putting your info in week after week after week. You can use that same QR code or text to get there. After a decade without property tax, Steamboat Springs says, you know what, on second thought, we need the cash. Foreign ambassadors in Colorado are big mad over losing a perk of their job.
At 24, I signed up for my first ever snowboarding competition this season, and I won.
And we're going to roll into weekend the way we always do, by setting down the news headlines of the week and picking up on whatever is good in your life.
See that, Sierra? Bring 49 down and pay the payment on the window.
See that terrain? Bring 49 down and pay the payment on the window.
Alpine Buick GMC is selling every new vehicle for just 49 down.
And pay the payment on the window. Mic drop.
Nope.
Hey.
New Buick Envision, $49 down, $329 per month. New GMC Sierra Crew Cab, $49 down, $549 per month.
Bring 49 down
and pay the payment on the window.
At Alpine Buick GMC.
Finding the right gift hasn't always been easy for me.
Car mats.
But last year, I nailed it. Hand and Stone Spa gift cards.
Everybody loves getting the luxury spa experience.
And I like the price. My wife got a massage, Mom got a facial, even Dad got a,
peppermint scalp massage.
It's the gift that makes me feel great.
Which makes me look pretty good.
This Valentine's Day, stop by your local Hand & Stone locations and pick up a Hand & Stone gift card.
I'm meteorologist Kathy Sabin. More snow's headed our way this weekend. We're tracking a storm on all our shows this week and any impacts it might bring across Colorado. So as you make plans for the weekend, turn to 9 News Weather for the latest forecast. Colorado, on snowy days, you can trust 9 News.
From storm totals and areas of highest impact
to road conditions, power outages, and closures.
Be prepared, stay safe, and get the latest on the storm with complete Colorado coverage from your 9 News weather team.
I was stopped at a stoplight when a truck rear-ended me, and I was left with serious injuries. 6 surgeries and over 150 doctor appointments later, Frank Azar got me over $200,000.
Call me. I'll help you get the medical care you need.
Embrace every season in a brand new all-season Champion sunroom. Right now, get 30% off a brand new sunroom. Create a space to fit your lifestyle. Start your project today with a Champion expert. Don't miss 30% off. Call 888-4CHAMPION or schedule your free in-home estimate online today.
You made a cow. Actually, it's a piggy bank. My inspiration to start saving.
How about a more solid way to save?
I'm listening.
Well, BMO helps get your savings habit into shape with a cash reward every month you save.
Cash reward?
And there's a cash bonus when you open a new checking account to get you started.
Wow. Anything you can't do?
Mugs.
BMO. While most of Colorado was complaining about skyrocketing property taxes this year, Steamboat Springs couldn't really relate because that city was property tax-free for decades. But local leaders are now considering bringing back those property taxes inch by inch. Steamboat Springs did away with property taxes in the 1970s, and it stayed that way for decades until they reinstated a pretty negligible property tax to fund fire and EMS a few years ago. Steamboat instead relies on a high sales tax to pay for city services. That is helpful during peak tourism season, but critics on Steamboat City Council say it's not a reliable source of funding for city services. So City Council is looking at adding some new revenue. One option on the table would be asking voters to increase property tax for Parks and Rec.
As a council, we need to decide whether to increase revenue and keep what we love or to decrease the services offered.
Property tax is a non-starter for this town in a lot of ways. But you're bringing a new aspect. I really think we should walk down this path for the first time in many, 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 many years.
A worry is that voters might not go for this plan, so council's going to meet again to consider some other options next week. So Colorado is in what you might call diplomatic hot water after they revoked one of the rarest license plates in the state. A handful of foreign representatives are actually suing to get back their diplomatic license plates. Unpaid ambassadors to Colorado, known as honorary consuls, have been eligible for plates like these for more than 60 years. A big perk is that they didn't have to pay taxes or registration on those plates. Colorado ended the program in 2022 after the U.S. Department of State suggested that the plates could be used to commit fraud and bypass security checkpoints. Consuls from Switzerland, Iceland, Hungary, and Slovakia claim that Colorado's Department of Revenue did not notify them before invalidating the plates. The lawsuit claims consuls from at least 18 countries had their plates wrongfully revoked. They're asking a court to restore their license plates and overturn the repeal of the program.
A little break in the cloud cover this afternoon, but scattered heavier snow showers are expected tonight. The area of low pressure will lift northeast over Colorado. Denver goes under a winter weather advisory through tomorrow evening. The mountains will see moderate snow showers that will certainly impact travel on I-70 later tonight. We do expect some of the heaviest snow to be in southeastern Colorado, where winter storm warnings have been posted. Denver will see the snow ramp up later tonight as we go under that winter weather advisory for 2 to 4 inches of snow in the city, but some of the foothill areas could see upwards of 6, even 8 inches of snow. We're watching as some of this moisture moves in early tonight, but really ramps up tomorrow, continuing off and on for much of the afternoon. We have temperatures trending downward into the lower 30s, and that's where we'll stay tomorrow. We're back to sunshine, and 40 for Super Bowl Sunday will warm to the 50s by the middle part of next week.
So we sent meteorologist Corey Reppenhagen out this afternoon to gather some snow-inspired poetry. The snow did not deliver, but C-Rep always does.
Corey Reppenhagen is on the weather beat.
Oh yeah, it's not snowing, so I had to change that. Cloudy. Cloudy Friday skies. Wacky pattern in the snow. Weekend warriors.
That was Corey Reppenhagen on the weather beat.
I love that people are riding bikes in the snow. There's free burritos, coffee, and hot chocolate. Love it.
An annual tradition carries on come rain or snow, and our weekly tradition carries on alongside of it because of photojournalists talented enough to operate a bike and a camera at the same time.
See that Grand Cherokee? Bring $49 down and pay the payment on the window.
See that Silverado? Bring $49 down and pay the payment on the window.
Alpine Buick GMC is selling every used car and truck for just $49 down.
And pay the payment on the window. Mic drop. Dropped it.
Nissan Altimas, $49 down and $259 per month. Kia Tellurides, $49 down, $349 per month.
Bring $49 down
and pay the payment on the window
at Alpine Buick GMC.
Celebrate American Furniture Warehouse's President's Day event with amazing deals on bedroom furniture and mattresses. This celebration is the perfect opportunity to refresh your home with American Furniture Warehouse. Shop in-stock mattresses at any AFW location or at afw.com.
Finding the right gift hasn't always been easy for me.
Car mats.
But last year, I nailed it. Hand and Stone Spa gift cards.
Everybody loves getting the luxury spa experience.
And I like the price. My wife got a massage, Mom got a facial, even Dad got a,
peppermint scalp massage.
It's the gift that makes me feel great.
Which makes me look pretty good.
This Valentine's Day, stop by your local Hand & Stone locations and pick up a Hand & Stone gift card.
Carpet Exchange has everything for your floors. Carpet, tile, hardwood, area rugs. If you can walk on it, we've got it. Right now, get waterproof, kid-proof, pet-proof Core-Tech starting at $199 a square foot at Carpet Exchange, your floor store.
The Wilhite Law Firm proudly serves Coloradans across the Mountain West after they've been injured in accidents.
I'm Rob Wilhite. No matter where you live in the Centennial State, we would be honored to serve you.
Call or text the Wilhite Law Firm today.
Are you ready for the big game? Score with Blackjack Pizza's Super 2 football special. Get 2 large 2-topping pizzas for just $26.99. Then amp up your game with an order of wings. Order now for Blackjack's Pizza Super 2, just $26.99.
We really need new siding.
After I get my windows. Have you tried opening ours?
We're not touching the windows until we redo the roof. It's leaking.
Happy spouse, happy house.
Exactly.
Wait. Everyone can agree on 1-800-HANSON's because our windows, roofing, siding, and gutters are all guaranteed for life, and our baths have a no-leak guarantee. Get 65% off installation or no interest, no payments for 2 full years.
Call 1-800-HANSON's. Get it done.
Historians are about to flag landmarks around our state that have special significance in LGBTQ history so they can go into the national record. Only 2 sites in Colorado are officially recognized right now as historically significant because of ties to the LGBTQ community. There's the Boulder County Courthouse for issuing the first same-sex marriage licenses in the U.S., and the First Unitarian Society in Denver, which held Colorado's first religious wedding ceremony for a same-sex couple. History Colorado says LGBTQ history has not typically been considered as the country was designating historic sites. A federal grant program will pay for states to do the research to identify those sites, and Colorado's getting $50,000, enough to add up to 3 sites to the National Register. Today, we challenged some Coloradans to keep pedaling while they answered our favorite Friday question.
Could it be any better than that? Snow on Bike to Work Day? We're so lucky. This is the best.
My good news is I found out it's beautiful to ride in the snow.
My good news is that people are looking for these polar bear patches I made this year at all the cycling stations, and they're telling me that they love them.
My good news is riding in the snow and having a bunch of people around me doing the same.
Got a little flat, we'll get it fixed up, no big deal.
I guess my good news is we made some music for my buddy, so we did a little instrumental rock. We're called Distorted Cheddar Project.
My good news is I love that people are riding bikes in the snow. There's free burritos, coffee, and hot chocolate. Love it.
And it feels like adult trick-or-treating because I get to go to like all the different stations and like get treats.
Good news is it went on its first try. I got it fast.
My good news is I got my brother out here visiting. It's always good to see him.
My good news is I'm here with my brother visiting, and our sister's having a baby in just 2 weeks. Looking forward to meeting baby Aben, and congrats to Dana and Annie.
Oh, that's cool. Just like that.
My good news is I get to see my girlfriend next month.
This is Leo.
Leo.
Yeah. He's had multiple lives.
I had a flat, and I changed the flat in record time, even in the cold. That was the good news.
I defy you to watch that without smiling. You know who's always smiling? That man, our video editor, DeMarco Randall. He's got your feedback, so I've got it for you next.
How would you like to own a piece of one of the fastest growing entertainment companies in the world? Here's the deal. Notes Live is expanding across the country with the most luxurious amphitheaters ever built, including one right here in Colorado Springs, opening with One Republic in August of 24. We're filing with the SEC and will soon be a publicly traded company. If you're an accredited investor, we would love to have you as a shareholder. Go to ownnoteslive.com. I'll see you at the show.
Get an accurate look ahead with Colorado's most trusted weather team, 9 News Weather.
After a car accident, insurance companies will record your statement and twist your words to protect their own financial interests. But who protects yours? Levine Law. Heard at the scene? Call 303-333-8000.
When a rookie stunt driver meets the trainer who thought he'd seen it all. Again. There's bound to be action. But this is no ordinary blockbuster. It's a Nissan sales event ad. Don't miss your chance to drive away in a new Nissan.
Let's roll.
Now get 0% APR financing for 72 months or get a low $229 per month lease on the all-electric Aria.
Act fast. Offers this good won't stick around.
This is Monster Jam. As big as it gets. Coming to Ball Arena February 9th through the 11th. Brought to you by BKT Tires and Great Clips. You have to see it live, so lock in your seats today at monsterjam.com.
We come together to provide safe, reliable, cleaner energy. We keep people safe. That is always our first priority.
Affordable energy can be developed and produced here in Colorado. We've got some of the most efficient operations around the globe.
I'm working hard to deliver the energy we need, the economy we want, and the environment we value.
It's my work.
It's my life.
It's my promise.
We are Coloradans for Responsible Energy Development.
Here we go again, I'm away again, feet shuffling again, text messages coming in, WIA, I'm on my way, ETA please. Sorry that I'm late, sorry that I'm late, but you're gonna have to wait, gotta caffeinate, this ain't a debate, you're just gonna have to wait.
After a car accident, insurance companies will record your statement and twist your words to protect their own financial interests. But who protects yours? Levine Law. Hurt at the scene? Call 303-333-8000.
Making do with what you got. That's the most Colorado thing we saw today. No headlight? Shh, no problem. Viewer named Brian snapped this photo in Pagosa Springs. I mean, right? It's a headlight. It depends on which cop you're asking, right? Just make sure you got that power cord long enough to get through your front window and into your car charger there, get into your cigarette lighter. If you see something that feels like Colorado to you, and that's pretty ingenious, email it to us, next@9news.com. Really thoughtful email came in tonight from Debbie talking about Denver's first round of budget cuts to deal with the migrant crisis. This is a longer one, but I appreciate where she's going with this, so bear with us. Debbie says, as a heavy user of Denver Parks and Rec, she said, I'm angry with the cuts. I love seeing the flowers and the parks in the summertime. I want to live in a city where services are readily available. But she says, I also have deep compassion for the migrants who are trying to escape an unimaginable situation. And Debbie closes with, I hope our leaders in D.C. can look past their parties and help our country solve this issue. It's a really thoughtful note. See you next time.